All right, boys. So here we are about to finally showcase the new Assault Mode Meliodas, and he is going to be versing all of the demonic beasts in game just to see how well he performs in PVE. Again, I know a lot of people who probably already summoned him because he thinks he's just a PvP character, but I think he holds a lot of value in PvE just because, again, he is an HP scaler, and honestly, a lot of HP scalers have been really good, like, you know, Gelda, Arthur, when it comes to like PvE activities. And I feel like this character is going to pretty much show how strong he is on a demon team and show why he is the best Meliodas in game. All right, move over, Marilli. We got the new Meliodas right here. So he's a character, like I said before, is an HP scaler, which means you're mostly going to be rocking this guy with HP. You're not really going to care about his top piece. Right now I got him at Pierce, but if you want to do like crit damage, crit chance, you can do whatever you want with him. He also is a character who's going to be boosting up his HP per demon that's on the field. So you want to make sure he's paired alongside a demon / commandments. And yeah, so we're going to start off with this team for the bird, and then we're going to be going in order. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe again. And let's see how well this Meliodas favors in PvE. Alright, so like usual, I usually make a video on characters that are really good in PvE, and I do a versus all demonic beasts video. And Meliodas is one of those characters that are just super good in PvE, especially because he's a character who pretty much benefits off of being with other demons, and he's able to pretty much gain a lot of HP for an HP scaler himself, which could mean you can deal high amounts of damage pretty easily. Again, we would be using them on the bird first. Again, you can see he's just pretty much doing damage cap without even trying. As you can see, he also doing the damage taken debuff on the enemy as well. That's because when it comes to the first couple of floors of the demonic beasts, some of them he's able to get debuffed. So you gotta be very careful with that, because, you know, now you're able to deal more damage, so you can kind of benefit off of it. Obviously, there's other phases or stages where you won't be able to debuff. So as I say, you gotta be very careful on knowing when and where you can debuff, because it could kind of factor in how much damage you are going to be doing. The other one thing is that he also has the ability, like if he obviously single targets an enemy, he can force that enemy to pretty much go after him if there's more than 2 enemies on the field. So if there are like demonic beasts that features more than one character, which you've probably seen with the wolves or even Ratatasker, you pretty much are able to kind of apply his Mark of Nightmare, which could help in terms of your damage, because I believe depending on the Mark of Nightmare, one of his cards has like the damage dealt increase if the enemy has a Mark of Nightmare, so that could be really good for you. So again, there are some demonic beasts where it kind of is beneficial to have melee in there. Obviously there are other ones where there's just other better melees. Again, I really like this one just because, again, he is an HP scaler, and he actually has like 2 single targets. So for enemies with 2 single targets, it means he's most likely going to get maximum amount of damage, which is really good. Obviously, like I said before, there's just going to be other or better Meliodas that are going to suit other demonic beasts a lot better than him, which is fine. Again, not every character is going to be useful in every demonic beast, but if you do pull this character and you somehow don't have the other Meliodas, then this character can be kind of a good replacement. Like you can see how like easy we was able to get through the bird. Again, Demons is a very powerful team. Again, this time we're going to be on the deer. Again, right now, there's not too many green demons that are really good. So that's why you see I'm using Chandler. Again, there was like what, a Assault Mode Meliodas you could probably use. But again, I'm using blue Meliodas. the assault version. So that's why you can see I'm just using green Chandler, which is not bad because again, the green Chandler does give you that max HP increase with his holy relic. So it's gonna be pretty perfect for you. It's just that the only problem is that Chandler himself don't do really damage, so he becomes a very much a liability in terms of clearing demonic beasts fast. So you end up not even want to try to use his card just because again, he's never doing damage cap ever. Like you can see, he's probably not gonna do damage cap right here. Look at that, barely any damage cap. But at least he was still able to kill. That's what I say. When it comes to Chandler, you usually don't even want to use his cards. You want to be able to use characters that are going to deal the maximum amount of damage, which unfortunately Chandler is a backline support character, so he's not going to be really much doing any damage. Right now, he's just here just to complete the color wheel at this moment. So I'm just going to use all of my Zeldra's cards just because again, he's not going to really do anything right here because this is one where you have the damage cap, and the only way to remove the damage cap is you have to complete the color wheel first. So that's why I said his cards are going to be pretty much useless right here. See, he gets that damage cap, and then once we complete the color wheel, it is gone, and now you can finally deal actual damage. All right, and he also removed buffs on this stage or phase, so that's gonna be pretty annoying. And yeah, like Chandler just doesn't do damage, man. So it's so unfortunate. Again, he sometimes does damage when you have like the attack buff from Zeldra's, but other than that, you see everybody doing like 300k. Now look at Chandler for the gold card, 148 on his AoE pierce, 148, as everybody else on bronze are dealing 300k. And oh my god, 100, oh my god, he has 1.7 million HP. That's actually insane. I guess it's really good because it's in a 4v4 type of format, when in regular PvP you usually have like in like 3v3, so you only get the 3 of your passive while 4 characters on the field. Now you get a full on I think it's like 40% increase in your HP related abilities, and also you got Chandler Holy Relic, which is now maxed out to the 40% as well. And a lot of characters help Meliodas kind of pop off. It's really nice. And you can see no one is really getting debuffed because again, that's why I said, like, when it comes to like certain demonic beasts, they're less likely to get hit with debuffs. So that's why you have to be careful on when and where you want to use your skills. Meliodas just did so much damage right there. And you can see like right now, I'm literally not even trying to use Chandler cards at all, just because I know it's not gonna really deal that much damage. This one doesn't have a very strict damage cap, so I'm able to just kill. So you're just gonna hit him with the talent. Then we're gonna complete the color wheel. Again, you want to complete the color wheel to be able to do damage. So you got to make sure you get all of the colors in your hand for this phase. And usually all my characters at maximum damage does 3 of the bars. So we need to use 1 more attack and probably Chandler card, because he's not gonna do 3. And that should allow us to pretty much kill without forcing the revive. Again, I always forget that the bars HP, how it is in terms of like your damage cap and stuff like that. Again, usually I always end up like messing up and applying it just because I be using like the most broken characters possible, and they always do maximum 3 bars. Like it'd be having to be like moments where I'm using like a character who not even has a color up, and I kid you not, I would literally just blast the boss. So I have to end up being very, very careful. But again, we on the dogs, And on the dogs, it has 2 enemies. So this is where you'll be able to use your Mark of the Nightmare, because again, since he does have 2 enemies on the field, now you're able to pretty much apply the Mark of Nightmare, which could be really good at increasing your damage, on one of your skills. I think this is the one where he extends his arms. I can't think of the name right now, but it's the one where his hands just comes out. And I think he gets like a plus, I think it's like plus 150% damage when the enemy has like a Mark of Nightmare. I think that's what it really is. So again, we just trying to see how much damage you can do. I kind of didn't like Esterosa on this type of team, just because again, you miss out on so much damage depending on what team you're using. I think like maybe I should have used like probably LR Gallon, but again, I don't like using LR Gallon just because again, he has like an AoE. Usually you want characters who have like some very high damaging single targets. And that's why I'm using like all of my Meliodas cards right there. I should have just used Gelda instead of Esterosa. That's what I say. Sometimes when I'm using like Esterosa, he doesn't really do that much damage for me. But it's okay because again, there are parts of the dogs where you kind of do want to stall a little bit just so you can be able to not get frozen. So again, it's all perfectly fine. It's just me in terms of me wanting to finish it off pretty fast is where I hate it. But it's all good regardless, because again, you'll just be able to defeat it pretty easily. Again, yeah, like Meliodas is just a really good character. Again, I've been really enjoying using him in both PvP and PVE. Again, I still gotta do more videos on him in PvP. Again, it's just like my first day using them. I'm starting to learn like all the tricks of using them, kind of all the weaknesses of him in PvP. Again, I literally was looking like, because there was like one moment where I know he was like immune to commandments, but then obviously playing with him, he's only like immune to commandments when he has that rampage buff up. I was like, oh my god, when I realized it. I'm like, I'm losing buffs like out of nowhere, and because I don't have the rampage buff. Or he has it like where he applies like the Mark of Nightmare, and that's kind of like the taunt for your team. So if wherever you hit with your single target, you apply a Mark of Nightmare, and that character has to attack your Meliodas. Now, what ends up happening is if you face like a mirror Meliodas match, you can have it where the Meliodas Mark a Nightmare your Meliodas. So now your Meliodas is forced to Mark a Nightmare their Meliodas. So it's kind of like an infinite of you just spamming your single target on Meliodas, which kind of sucks because there's also this one thing where the Mark a Nightmare character gets the damage cap, right? So whoever gets hit with the Mark of Nightmare, you have the damage cap being applied. So let's say I Mark a Nightmare the White Wolf. That means the White Wolf can only deal more than 50% damage to me. But if the Black Wolf attacks me, that damage cap does not exist, you know? So he can do full damage, 100% damage to me, that Black Wolf. But the White Wolf is going to be doing 50% of my HP. And I'm kind of trying to like to learn and figure all those things out of using Meliodas. Because there'd be some moments where I'd be like, dang, how did I just one-shot this character? And then I'm realizing, oh snap, it's because he never marked me. So I was able to one-shot with Zeldris or something, because Zeldris was a mark, but Meliodas was marked. So Meliodas is stuck doing like 50% of his HP. So honestly, I'm not gonna lie, after like seeing like moments like that happening to me, makes me feel like Meliodas doesn't even need 2 out of 6 at the moment. Because if the Mark of Nightmare only works pretty much, I'll say on one character, then you don't really need the damage cap no more. at that point, because it's gonna be very inconsistent, especially because it has to be applied to enemies with there's 2 or more characters on the enemy side. So if the enemy has like just one, I don't know, let's say Festival Merlin or something, you won't be able to mark a nightmare them, and then they'll be able to just one-shot you with like a power strike or something. I don't know, it's just annoying moments like that. But again, that's just nuance. Again, me personally, I just really like the character. I've been really enjoying doing videos on him. I'll probably do one more video for today, and then probably get some sleep. Just because, again, recording videos for a character like, well, a character in general, is very tiresome. Oh snap! I didn't really explain my team though for Nidhogg. I've been over there rambling about using Meliodas and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm using this team. Again, I do not recommend using this team ever, because again, I think I talked about it when I was like doing the deer or bird. There are just better Meliodases, and unfortunately Demon King Meliodas is way better than this Meliodas for Nidhogg. That's because you not only do you have stance removal, but you also can get rid of debuffs, and that's gonna be very helpful, especially against this boss, because your HP just gets chipped so much that it gets very annoying for weaker characters to live. So characters like my Chandler and LR Gallon are gonna struggle getting HP, just because again, those are characters who don't deal as much damage as possible. They have moments of dealing high amounts of damage, but it's not frequent. So they really struggle on getting like lifesteal and stuff like that. So yeah, the reason why I'm also using Chandler, it's not just because of his holy relic and stuff like that, but you need like a stance removal on floor 3, like on the last phase 3. Technically, you need like a stance removal, because he has this stance where he deals like about 100% reflect damage to you, and that could literally kill and ruin your run. So you got to make sure you have 100%, not 100%, you have your ultimate for it, just so you can cancel that stance. And unfortunately for the demon team, there's only one character that isn't named Meliodas that can clear stances, and that is through the ultimates, which is Chandler, and there's Monspeed. But there are also gold cards you can probably get, and you can cancel stances. But again, trying to get gold cards in Nidhogg is very, very difficult. So again, it's not recommended. But again, those are literally the only ways it's gonna work. And again, I wanted to try to do a full demon team, just because again, I just want to try to get as much HP as possible for my team, and also be able to benefit off of Zeldra's passive as well. So this one, I'm kind of just relying on getting Zeldra's shield. Again, that's the only thing that's going to protect me on this phase, is getting Zeldra's shield. So if I end up not getting Zeldra's shield, I'm going to be out of luck, because all my characters suck. So he was able to get an ultimate, and we got another shield as well if needed. He got his stance, but it doesn't matter because we got our ultimate. Again, Zeldra's and ultimates just hit so hard against this boss. So that's why I'm really just trying to get as much damage as possible so I can heal up. Like I said before, also gold cards also work at removing stance. Like Chandler card you see right there can remove stance. But again, I really just want to go for my ultimate. I feel like that'd be way better, and just attacking and trying to get some lifesteal would be the best option for me. So right now I start attacking, and I'm just trying to build as much lifesteal as possible. So that's why you see I'm just attacking as much as possible with Chandler. Also trying to like make sure I don't get like no gold card or something. Like golly, 128, and I did like 22%. I got 22k lifesteal back. Now, I didn't get a shield, but he has his ultimate, so we have Gallon who can remove his ult gauge, which this would kind of make it so he only gets to use one card. And as you can see, that's his stance right there, what I was talking about, where if he pulls up that stance, you have to get rid of it because it's like 100% reflect, I think it's 100%. So that's all you can see right here. I'm just gonna go for my ultimate. Dang, 2 million HP. And we did get a gold card too. Like that gold card can remove the stance as well, but I just went for the ult just so I can get some little bit of life still back. Again, it's not much. And oh my god, they are giving me straight Chandler cards, which is okay. Like, I'm not gonna do much with Chandler, but try to life still up. And he might get his base stats up. Yeah, he got this base stat buff, which is fine. It's already at the end, so we're gonna win regardless. Look, ult. Meliodas just kills, which is GG. Again, a wacky team, but it worked. And now we on the Ratatasker. Now we are obviously going to use Meliodas on the Ratatasker. Now I'm gonna be 100% honest. Same thing with the DK Zeldris team. Honestly, like, it's possible to beat the whole full stage of floor 1, 2, and 3 with this Meliodas. Same thing with DK Zeldris. You can beat floor 1, 2, and 3. The whole only issue about these type of stages is that you gotta ask yourself, why would you? Like, why would you want to do that when there are just 80 better characters that can support your entire team? Obviously, for me, who obviously have the full team built out and stuff like that, and I have all the important characters, this is like a breeze for me. But for other characters probably who missed out on Red Yormungand, or who missed out on a blue Valenti, who has less dupes on your Red Liz, or you don't have as much HP as my team, why would you want to struggle using characters like Meliodas? Which I'm not gonna lie, Meliodas is a fun character, but you gotta ask yourself, why would you want to struggle using such character? Like, you can use your Demon King Meliodas in that spot, and your team will work perfectly fine, like perfectly. Because again, not only are you going to be using a very high DPS character, but you also get to cleanse debuffs, which on floor 1, floor 2, and 3, they debuff a lot, especially 3. And those characters who can just cleanse debuffs can just save your run, man. Like, those characters are just so important. They make your runs very easy. While characters like Meliodas or DK Zeldris, again, they are able to clear the bosses, but they are not going to make your run easier. And that's why I really don't try to go full all the floors on these type of characters with the Ratatasker boss, because again, I don't want to waste you guys' time. Again, I know you guys want to see him on the Ratatasker, but I cannot recommend a character who don't cleanse for you guys to use. Because the only thing you pretty much have that I'll probably say is a really nice thing is him being able to mark the enemy to force all the attacks into him. I think that's the only really cool thing about him. But like I said before, there's just way better options, man. There's your DK Meliodas, Demon King Meliodas. There's Mazzino. There's even King Indian with her talent being able to cleanse and heal. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, Meliodas is really good on the Ratatasker. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't recommend it. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. This really, guys, and I'm out. Peace. Golly, 2.7 million. That was crazy.